Hello everyone. Today with the same topic, light, reflection and refraction. In the last video we discussed about the Snell's law. In that we have one new term is there, that is the refractive index. Refractive index is equals sin I upon sin R, sine of angle of incidence upon sine of angle of refraction. Actually this mu, here is this one definition. The ratio is equal to the refractive index. This ratio is equal to the refractive index of the second medium. So which second medium with respect to the first medium. So how can we tell that which is the second medium and which is the first medium? Second medium is what? In which refracted ray travels. The second medium is which one? In which the refracted ray travels. That is the second medium. Suppose here it is from air to glass. So refracted ray is here in this medium. So this glass is the second medium. With respect to the first medium is which one? In which incident ray travels. So incident ray is here in this medium, that is air. So air is the first medium. So we have here the ratio is equal to the refractive index of the second medium. Second medium is which one? In which refracted ray travels, that is the second medium, with respect to the first medium, which is the first medium in which the incident ray travels. So if the ray of light travels from air to glass, then refractive index of glass with respect to air. So how can we write this mu? We are finding the refractive index, we are finding light travels from air to glass. From air means incident ray, to glass means refracted ray. So refracted ray is the medium is here in the glass. So glass is the second medium. So we are going to find the refractive index of glass with respect to air. Refractive index of glass, second medium, with respect to air. This is in terms of sin I upon sin R. Suppose in second case, we are having this one where the incident ray, the light rays travel from glass to air. Glass to air. Glass incident ray, first medium, to air. Air, that is the refracted ray, means second medium. Then the refractive index of air with respect to glass is mu A G. Mu A. This is A. Air. Glass to air. Glass to air. So mu refractive index of air with respect to glass is sin I upon sin R. This we have taken with respect to this we have taken from the Snell's law, because the refractive index of medium is equal to the ratio of the sine of the angle of incidence to this ratio of to the sine of the angle of refraction. Okay. So what is this actually refractive index? So refractive index is what? Refractive index is actually, this tells us the density of the medium. This tells us the density of the medium. How dense is the medium? If medium is more, the medium is denser. If compared to other medium, if refractive index is less, then medium is rare. So mu tells us the density of the medium. So in this here, mu is of glass. So this is telling the refractive index of glass with respect to air. It tells us how much the glass is denser than the air. Okay. And here is also mu A. We are finding the density of air with respect to glass. So this is one definition. Now the other is there, define absolute refractive index, or simply we can say the refractive index. So when the refractive index of any medium is expressed with respect to vacuum or air, it is called the absolute refractive index, or is denoted by mu or n. Or we can give the other definition. This is the refractive index, because refractive index of two types. One is the absolute refractive index, other is the relative refractive index. So in absolute refractive index, when the refractive index of any medium is expressed with respect to vacuum or air, it is called the absolute refractive index. You can see here we are required two mediums. So if necessarily one medium is either vacuum or air, it is called the absolute medium and it is denoted by mu or n. Or the refractive index of a medium is defined as a ratio of the speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in the medium. This is with respect to the speed of light. Speed of light. So we can learn this also. The refractive index of a medium is defined as a ratio of the speed of light in vacuum to the speed of light in the medium. So mu is equals to C upon V. This is the speed of light in vacuum or the speed of light in medium. So what is the relative refractive index now? So absolute refractive index, that refractive index in which one medium necessarily is air or vacuum. The relative refractive index, when light rays passes from medium 1 to medium 2, then the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1, we can write medium 2 with respect to 1, medium 2 with respect to 1 is called the relative refractive index. So here we are required two mediums. So light rays passes from medium 1 to medium 2, then the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1 is called the relative refractive index. So suppose if we are having V1 is the speed of light in medium 1 and V2 is the speed of light in medium 2. So first we are finding here the refractive index of medium 2 with respect to 1. This is the ray are coming from here to here. These are coming medium 2. Medium 2 is here. So how can we write N2 upon N1? This is N2, or we can write here mu. We can write also mu here, mu 2. So here we can write mu 2 or mu 1. That is, here we have done, this is mu or N is equals to C upon V. So here we will write C upon V2 because this is medium 2. Here is medium 1, C upon V1. So C will be cancelled and it is having V1 upon V2. Similarly, suppose if we are having same speeds are same, V1 is a speed of light in medium 1 and V2 is the speed of light in medium 2. So now we are finding here refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2. Refractive index of medium 1 with respect to 2. How can we write this? This we have written medium 2 with respect to 1. So here we have written N2 upon N1. This is N1, medium 1. So here we'll write N1 upon N2. That is, N1 is here. So we will write here C upon V1 and here C upon V2. C will be cancelled out. So what we are having? V2 upon V1. So what can we see here? Suppose if we multiply these two, 1 and 2 multiply 2 and 1, that is V1 upon V2 multiply V2 upon V1. So V1 cancel, V2 cancel. We are having 1 and 2. 2 and 1 is equals to 1. So what does it mean? 1 and 2 is equals to 1 upon 2 and 1. Got it? So this relation we are having here. What does it mean? The refractive index of medium 2 with respect to medium 1 is equal to the reciprocal of the refractive index of medium 1 with respect to medium 2. This relation we have got. Similarly, we can find for anyone. This suppose A and G and G and A. Same will be there. Same relation is there. A and G is reciprocal of G and A. Instead of N, we can write mu also. This is our choice, what we want to write. So this is the relative refractive index. So when light rays passes from one medium to another medium, then the refractive index is known as the relative refractive index. Okay. So in this we just come to know that refractive index of a medium also denotes bending ability of a medium. Refractive index of a medium denotes the light bending ability of a medium because it tells us about that if mu is more, So medium is denser compared to other. If medium is less, so it means that will be rare. So denser means more ability to bend the light. The refractive index of a medium denotes the light bending ability of a medium. So we can say that if we having this refractive index of glass with respect to air and refractive index of water with respect to air, this will be more because this is glass. Glass is denser than water, so this will be more. So glass is denser than the water. Greater the refractive index of the medium is smaller the speed of the light in it. Yes, of course, because refractive index is more, so that means this is denser. The medium is denser. If medium is denser, the speed of the light will be less. So greater the refractive index of a medium is smaller the speed of light in it. So speed of light in water is greater than speed of light in glass and speed of light in diamond. We have compared here for three things, for three substances, that is speed of light in water, speed of light in glass and speed of light in diamond. So speed of light in water is compared to here, this is comparatively higher, and speed of light is glass is medium and speed of light in diamond is least. So what is the refractive index of water? 1.33, 1.52, 2.41. Speed of light where it is least, it means that is much more denser. So if it is denser, it means that it has high refractive index. This is as medium refractive index and this is have least refractive index. From here we just come to know that the refractive index is inversely proportional to the velocity of light. Mu is inversely proportional to the velocity or speed of light. Speed of light is more. Here the speed of light is more, mu will be less. Speed of light is less, then mu will be more. So both are inversely proportional to each other. So now we having some points here. The material with higher value of refractive index is called optically denser. The material with lower value of refractive index is called optically rare. So this we have tell that the medium is denser or rare with respect to refractive index. The refractive index depends on the nature of the material of the medium and also with temperature. The refractive index depends on the wavelength of light used. Actually wavelength and color also. If the wavelength is greater, then the refractive index is smaller. Wavelength is greater, then the refractive index is smaller. As we can see in the spectrum, you know that the VIBGYOR, the wavelength increases from violet to red. It is violet to red. If wavelength is greater, refractive index is smaller, because we can see the red light in dark also, no? Because all the signals of the danger signals are made up of red color. So red color, it means the red color can be travel for a long distance. So wavelength is greater. Here the red color wavelength is greater. It means the refractive index is smaller. If refractive index is smaller, what does it mean? That it will deviate, it will bend least from its original position. So in visible spectrum, the wavelength increases from violet to red. This is. Now we are having here, this is the refraction through a glass slab. Here the refraction, explain the refraction through a rectangular glass slab. So this is a glass slab. So PQRS, here is this is an experiment also. This is a glass slab. So first we will see here, this is the air, glass, and then again air. So what we have, PQRS, this is a glass slab, rectangular glass slab. A ray of light AB is traveling in an air incident ray on the face PQ at point B, and here is the angle of incidence ABN. ABN is the angle of incidence. Okay, since they enter into a denser medium, air to glass, you know that compared to air to glass, glass is denser. So what happened? It bends towards the normal. It bends towards the normal. Bn, suppose Bn dash is the normal, so it bends towards the normal. Okay. Now here, the angle of refraction is what? R1. So if we apply here in this portion, if we apply the Snell's law, if we apply here Snell's law, then sin I upon sin R is equals air mu G. We are finding the refractive index of glass with respect to air. What we can write this? Ng upon Ne. Right. Now, second refraction occurs at the point C. Okay, on the face SR, where it goes from glass to air. Glass to air. It is moving from denser to rare medium. Therefore, it bends away from the normal and emerges along CD. After the second refraction. Now second refraction, here is the angle of incidence, suppose R2, and this is the angle of emergent, because the ray is coming out. Actually this is the refraction angles, but we call this angle of emergent. This is refraction takes place, but it is coming out in the same medium, so this is angle of emergent. This we known as the angle of emergent. Okay. Now again, if we apply the Snell's law in this part, if we apply the Snell's law, then what we have? Sin R2 upon sin E is equals to, now rays coming from glass to air, G mu A, or we can write it as Na upon Ng. Sorry, mu we can write, or we can write N here, and we can write here also, we can write N because I have written N. So A N G, refractive index is Ng upon Na, and here also Gna, that is Na upon Ng. Okay. If we reciprocal this, if we reciprocal this one, then what we have? Ng upon Na is equals to sin E upon sin R2, Ng upon Na sin. This equation suppose first, and this second. First equation, Ng upon Na is Ang, and this is Ng upon Na, that is sin I upon sin R. This is Ng upon Na, sin I upon sin R. This is Ng upon Na, sin E upon sin R2. So left side are also equal, so right side are equal, then left side will also be equal. So we have here sin I upon sin R is equals sin E upon sin R2. Okay, so this one, R1 and R2 both will be equal because they are coming like this, they are in the same medium, and this angle will be equals to the same angle because these are the normal, and normal you know that are perpendicular. If they are perpendicular, so these will be the alternating tail angles. So R1 is equals to R2. So angle R1 is equals to angle R2. If angle R1 is equals to angle R2, then sin R1 sin R2 will be equal. So that time we have sin I is equals to sin E. Sin I is equals to sin E, or we can say I is equals to E. So it means that this angle of incidence is equals to the angle of emergent. This is emergent angle. Right, this is emergent angle. So like this we have proved that I is equals to E. Now one more is there. If we just increase this line straight here, this incident ray, if we increase straight like this, then the perpendicular distance between the emergent ray and the extended incident ray is known as, this distance is known as lateral displacement. This is known as lateral displacement. If we extend the incidence ray, so the distance, the perpendicular distance between the emergent ray and the extended incidence ray is known as lateral displacement. So this we have done. Now one more activity is there. What is that? If we have now these are the applications of the refraction. If we have a pencil like this, so this is a straight pencil, but if we keep this in a jar or a glass filled with water, then we can see this is bent from the interface, the boundary line which separates the water and the air, because this is half empty, half full glass is there. So first half it has air, second half is as water. So with this we can see the broken from here, this part. So like this is, we are having a pencil and this is the broken part. So this is the figure. So why a pencil or a stick dipped in water appears to be bent at the interface? So the question is that when a stick, suppose AB, so you can write your own language. I am just orally telling how can we write this. Just listen carefully and then you can write. When a stick AB is seen from above by an observer E, okay, it appears to be bent because the portion CB, suppose this point is C point, CB of the stick appears in the position CB dash. This apparent bending of the stick is due to refraction of light when it passes from water to air. The rays coming from the lower end B of the stick travel from denser, this is denser medium, and this is rare, traveling from denser medium to rare medium, air. So if we mark here the perpendiculars, the normals, then they will bend away from the normal. These refracted rays, when produced backwards, appear to meet at a point B dash. Thus image of B is formed at B dash. Therefore the image of part CB of the pencil is CB dash. Thus the pencil appears to be bent at point C. Similarly, we can tell the other part, just like a coin appear to be risen from the bottom of vessel, or a pool of water appears to be less deep than it actually is. So like this we can do the other application. So try to write all these in your notebooks. Thank you so much.